Thanksgiving was booked. Maybe next year, Dad texted. I replied, no problem. What they didn't know is I had just bought a $5 million ranch in Montana. You know, sometimes, one tiny text message can shatter your world, or build an entirely new one. Mine arrived the morning before Thanksgiving, just 8 words from my dad. Thanksgiving's full. Maybe next year. No emoji, no explanation. Just that cold, stark truth. And in that moment, as my coffee grew cold and the city outside hummed with holiday cheer, something inside me didn't break. It hardened. I typed back, no worries, a polite lie that hid 1,000 unspoken thoughts. My thumb hovered, half hoping for a softening, a just kidding. But nothing came. The silence was deafening, echoing all the Thanksgivings past. I could almost hear the clinking glasses and easy laughter from my parents' house in Portland, picturing my sister Lena, the golden child, at the head of a perfect table with her husband and twin boys. Everyone there. Everyone but me. For years, I'd been the maybe next year daughter, always an afterthought, always on the fringe. But that morning, it wasn't just a rejection, it was a revelation. I realized I'd been preparing for this moment my whole life. There's a limit to how many times you can be told there's no room for you before you decide, fine, I'll build my own damn table. I walked to the corkboard above my desk, pulling out an invoice I'd received weeks ago. It was for a ranch in White Valley, Montana, 260 acres, cedar cabins, and a kitchen big enough to host a village. $5 million. The number still made my stomach clench, but it wasn't just about the money. It was about freedom. Proof that I, the quiet, overlooked daughter, could build something from absolutely nothing. My parents had no clue. To them, I was still the too busy Amelia, always chasing projects, never quite fitting into their curated family picture. They didn't know that their constant praise for Lena had fueled my own sleepless nights, pushing me to build an empire in logistics tech. And they certainly didn't know that this Thanksgiving, I wasn't planning on takeout noodles and a sad TV dinner. Oh no. This year, I was going to cook for people who truly needed a place to belong. For the truck drivers sleeping on frozen highways, the nurses pulling double shifts, the veterans living on the edges of town. My ranch gates would be wide open. 200 seats, 200 plates, 200 chances to turn loneliness into light. Maybe it was impulsive, even foolish. But I'd spent too many holidays watching from the outside. I needed to know what it felt like to create my own table, not just beg for a chair at someone else's. I pictured it. Golden lights strung above long wooden tables, the smell of roasted turkey mingling with snowy air, strangers clinking cider mugs like old friends. No stiff prayers, no awkward small talk. Just people grateful for a warm meal and to simply be seen. That image burned so brightly it melted the ache in my chest. For the first time, being excluded felt less like a wound and more like permission. Permission to rewrite my entire story. I texted my assistant, call the sheriff's office in White Valley. Ask about local shelters or anyone who needs a meal tomorrow. And find 10 more ovens. Overnight delivery if needed. The replies came within minutes. The plan was in motion. That morning's ache transformed into purpose. Maybe that's what Thanksgiving was really meant to be. Not about who invited you, but about who you decided to feed. I glanced at my dad's text one last time. Thanksgiving's full. He was right. His table was full. But mine? Mine was just beginning to be set. Have you ever been told, gently but firmly, that there's no room for you? That maybe next year is all you'll get? If you have, tell me in the comments where you're watching from, because tonight, I need to know I'm not the only one who decided to build her own. When I look back, it's almost comical how every Thanksgiving in our house revolved around the table. The Hart family table, full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.